Ugh. Tell you right now, there's some days you just want to flip this damn world on its head. Really, really, really do. Anyway, yeah, this is MD865, and after a great Sunday, got to spend Sunday night with my girlfriend. That was pretty good. And then it all goes to piss, which is just predictable. But the point of this video is that story. The other point, these things. Some interesting pulls I got in Shadow Specters. But I'll talk about those in a minute. Positive dichotomy I was very happy about. Yeah, I was very happy about that. But yeah, let me get to it. So basically, my life for the past about a week or so has been a nightmare and a nightmare and a half. And yeah, and it sucks. And if I look like someone, if I just look terrible, well, there's reasons for it. And if it looks like there's a giant mark on my forehead, probably because there is. Yeah, anyway. So, but yeah, it's like, people are just, again, I've said this in a couple past videos. People are one thing. People are selfish, self-centered, self-motivated idiots. That's what people are, okay? Okay. That's first. Second of all, there's two things that I cannot friggin' stand for the life of me. I can't stand cowards. I can't stand liars. And then the other thing I can't stand, people who stab you in the freaking back. Those three things, needless to say, light my fuse a little bit. Yeah, really do. Particularly when I have two guys tell me one thing. And then, today, they're like, oh no, well, one of them's like, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant, oh no, I just meant when, well, I won't really say what happened because that's very, very personal. I really don't want to even discuss it on YouTube. The point is that it was crazy. And the point was, it needed to happen because people are irritating me. Really, really irritating me, especially lately. I've been going through several weeks of bull from another direction because, well, someone can't get over themselves and admit when they're friggin' wrong, which is a different tale entirely. So that's a load of bull. Yet I admit I do. I admit when I'm flawed. I admit I can be impatient. I admit I can be X, Y, and Z. That could be a Pokemon reference. There is a Z. But yeah, I can be impatient. I can, like, I can be impatient. I can have, be a bit blunt at times, but at least I admit it. Some people are just like, no, they act like they do nothing wrong, and that's the kind of crap that pisses me off. It really does. It really, really, really does. Really does. And then, you think anyone's any help? Oh, no. Because people are worried about one thing. I've said this in a past video. I know I have. They're worried about me, myself, and I. Yeah. And that's why this world is screwed. People don't even realize there are going to be animals alive longer, probably. I hate to be that controversial about it. And, this is not really an evolution video. Far from it. I would not do stuff like that. But it's just like, we are just so determined to basically screw ourselves and destroy ourselves. Wow, I lost an accent there. We're determined to doom ourselves from the get-go. We just are, in some way or another, and it's ridiculous. Because people are hell-bent on just worrying about, themselves, just worry about me, just worry about. That's how life works. If we maybe gave a rat's ass about people, and that's part of what my problem is, I give too many rat's asses about losers who don't deserve 1/10 of my time, 1/10 of my energy, period. Because now I'm livid. Between these two losers today, these two idiots, I don't want to call them anymore. The term idiot doesn't even apply. And I've known one of them 2.5 years. He turns into the son, this dumbass who suddenly said, he goes from, oh, nope, this, and then, oh, nope, and immediately like that. Well, how much more clear do you need to say something like, you don't need those memories? Oh, really? Really now? Now, to say shit like that, that's severe, deep shit right there. To say something like that, like, you don't need certain memories, it's called, screw you, stay out of my memories. That's one. Then the other one was agreeing with him, so screw him too. And then in the other one, who just like, oh, I'm going to worry about myself now, because I don't open my mouth and say, oh, I need space. Oh, you could open your damn mouth, did you? Oh, wait, no. Instead, it's always, no, you're not being this, you're not really, you're not being that, you're not being too bad, Always that. That was always the way. And there are some of these people who just wait until it boils and boils and boils and boils. And do you know what the fuck that does? That messes up relationships. It messes up friendships. It messes up the world. And it's not just me. It messes up a lot of other people, too. I tell you something, it messes up a ton of things. It really does, and it's ridiculous. At least what I've seen lately. It messes up a lot of things. It's just really stupid. But yeah, that's why people are, quote-unquote, so wonderful. Anyway, my mini rant on people being so astonishingly brilliant aside, because really, and I wonder why, there's that no hope for the human race thing on Facebook. Jesus. Probably damn good reason. But yeah, like I said, back to the main point of this video, now I'm a tiny bit calmer. So, I got some interesting polls in Shadow Specters the other day, because I finally got a box. I'm like, you know what, screw it, I may as well see what's in it. I had no idea what's in the set, didn't even bother looking up, didn't care. Because I know I don't think I've opened any packs on here yet of that, because I got 10 packs and I got a box. So what I got was this little sucker, which I was incredibly pleased with. Some kind of good karma in this world. Wow, what a concept that is. The Pot of Dichotomy. People keep mispronouncing it. I don't know why. It's not that hard. I'm just enunciating it. Celestial Wolf Lord Blue Series. He just looks badass. Looks like freaking Cerberus. That looks amazing. As far as I'm concerned. Crimson Knight Vampire Bram. Oh, and let me also say this right now. For that rant, for anyone offended by it, I am sorry. But you know what? I had to get that shit off my chest, because honestly right now, it's bothering me people acting like everything's my fault. Me. It's not all my goddamn fault. I'm sick of this. Whether it be family, whether it be so-called friends, whether it be any bullshit. I am so sick and so tired of it. I am so tired. It's called get the hell over yourselves. Get the actual hell over yourselves, okay? And learn to move forward and to forgive people and say, you know what? Something like this, this is worth, having, this is worth, that's too many people in this world. And I'm sick of it. Even my own family. And family should be the last ones who are like that. And that's the kind of shit that pisses me off to the end of the moon. Literally, I know it seems like I'm almost howling at the moon, if you will, right now, because I'm so annoyed. But really, people lately know. Just know. It's all about everyone else's schedule, everyone else's time. How about you focus a little bit on someone else? And I'm not even saying focus on me. I'm saying focus on, I don't know, maybe at least one other person. That might not kill you. Just maybe. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. God. That's part of my problem. I was like that all my life. And even one of my buds said to me today, selfless. Oh, you go back to being selfless? Being selfless? Screw that. Let me tell you people on YouTube something. You know where being selfless gets you? It gets you kicked in the ass and stabbed in the back. That's where it gets you. Okay? And that's, I think, why so many people are selfish, self-centered jerks. Because if you are, and you have that nice little shield up, that defense mechanism, I'm so guarded against being hurt. No, you're not. You're more set up, though. Well, in a way you are, actually. I shouldn't say that. Way you are, but then, eventually, if you get hurt, it's going to be 10 times worse. Because, my shield fell, oh my god, it hurts so much. No, really? Wow, what a concept. Does it really? Does it really? You don't think? Jesus. People just screw up my mind. How? What? Like, they say no man's an island, but I'm guaranteeing you there are people on this website, and plenty of them, who've thought of days, can I move to a desert island which is nobody, with just like a few like stores where you can get your own food, and you can just kind of live in like a fairly simple house, like not a hut, but like, a decent small-sized house, and just live without anybody bothering you. I bet there are people on here who've thought of that. That would be a phenomenal idea right now, because really, people just don't. People. No. It's ridiculous. Oh, you know what? It's ridiculous. It really is. I mean, but like I said, people did get offended by the whole little rant. I apologize. But you know what? Deal with it. Because guess what? That's the other problem. People leave stuff in. There are a lot of people who do this. It's like if you leave stuff inside of you, what's it going to do? It's going to go like this. It's going to boil up eventually to your throat, and you hold it back down, and it almost feels like you want to throw up. That's stupid. Don't wait till it's too late to say stuff. That's not even complaining. If I held in all my emotions, forget about it. Forget about it. That's not an option for me, and I'm just so sick of it. I am just legitimately so frustrated right now. Like, honestly, like, I don't know who people think they are or where people think they get off. I don't. And I mean there are select people, not every person. Because there are very few I've run into who actually aren't bad people. They're actually half decent. What a concept in this world. Oh my God. But when someone addresses you, as like, says, says shit like, I didn't seem like I appreciated the help, but I really did. I just need space for now. Gee, maybe if people did that more often, as opposed to, and I have several people in my life who do this, and it pisses me off to no end whatsoever. If you do that more often, the 3 people I know who do it, it's very simple. All you need to do is do that more, and then maybe people, not just me in your life, can get the point. Because I bet there are other people who make the same mistake. And I'm also referring to one of those idiots I talked about earlier, who was with his stupid, you don't need those memories. It's called, screw you, I'll keep what memories I want to keep. Those are some of the few things that keep me from just going, I don't even know what. But the point is that people are just self-centered. I said it like 4 times, maybe 5. But it's the truth. Honest to God, people are just, oh my God, no. And also, another fun little fact here is that, people were, and then I had 2 guys. There was one guy who referred to me as an older brother a few months ago, and there was another one I knew a few years ago, and he recently resurfaced, like basically to the face of the earth. I didn't even know that he was still around, and sort of seeing some of my boys hanging, he wasn't like around, but then he finally came back. Like he's like, I remember you, yada yada. I'm like, oh, that's good, cool. So you want to have some fun here, and you want to whatever, and he did. So that was cool. But the point is that when 2 people refer to me as older brother, and then one of them basically is like has this now screw you attitude and acts like, nothing ever good happened, there was no any fun at all, and then the other one wants to act like, trying to convince me to like, oh, don't, do what I've been doing to cope with the stress I've been under. Don't do it. If I didn't do it well, no. There would be nothing left of me. Because there are some things you just have to do. It's that simple. There are just some things that you have to do to cope with stress. There are some things that just cannot be avoided. And I'm not talking anything, I don't want to bring up more sensitive topics. I know that video I did about my bud who had some problems a few years ago because of his sexuality got a little bit, I think people didn't like there's one person didn't like it necessarily, but that's can't please whatever. I shouldn't say you can't please everybody because you can. It's just very incredibly hard to do. What was I saying? Oh yeah, but yeah, it wasn't anything, it wasn't anything, like drinking heavily or drugs, or anything like that. I think I've said this in the past, like a couple videos ago. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't anything, to do with self-harm. It wasn't anything like that. It was just, it's something that, never mind. I won't really get into the details of what it actually was. No one really wants to know that. The point is, if you don't do something to cope with the stress when it comes too much, you'll just go, nah, at least for me. Anyway, my rant aside, and like I said, people who found that offensive, well, I'm sorry. Then skip to about, I might put it in the description. I probably won't, though. Just because, yeah. Alright, next card. Kidmodo Dragon. I did get one of these. He's just kind of cute, honestly. He kind of looks like Charmander. For those who know the Kanto starter as well. Fire King Avatar. Yaksha. Woo friggin' who. It looks kind of cool, though. Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. Now that looks awesome. Like that rarity, whatever that is, that looks amazing. Burst Rebirth. I'm only showing this off because I got like about 4 or 5 of them. Like, it's really, between the packs and the box, this thing is really decent, but the cost is like, oh my god, stop being so high. Ew. It really is too high. And then just because reminds me of the mood I'm in right now, number C96, Dark Storm. I like the look of this thing in general. It's got fire and shit. It looks really cool. It just looks really awesome. It really does. Has a nice little effect to it. Effect in terms of like looking at it. But yeah. And like I said, that's about the size. But let me see if I got any other interesting cards in that box. I doubt it. So I showed off most everything that was cool right there. So I have them all basically piled together. What do I got going on here? Blah, 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 blah. More crap, more crap. None of this is that good. Nah, nothing really. Well, I did get Boojin Raven, so I suppose that's something. I might make a Boojin deck eventually if I actually feel like it. But yeah, that's about the size of this video. Yeah, like I said, if anyone did get really, like, uberly sort of, like, oh my god, what is he ranting about? Well, for people who know how people really are, and people who've seen people's true colors, you'll know why I did that rant. I had to, because honestly, I've been having the week and a half from hell, and I'm getting real sick of it. Sick of it. And I don't know what to do with myself anymore. I'm getting real tired of it all. Really stressed out. I cannot take it. It's just crazy. But yeah, plus, then you gotta deal with registration. That's a joy, too. I wouldn't get into that. Oh my god. The computer systems these people use must be more archaic than the Flintstones. I don't even know, like, what is wrong with these people. I wish I knew, because if I did, I would literally go up to them and say, why the hell don't you upgrade your computers? Your school has quite a bit of money. There's at least 7,000, maybe 7,500 kids enrolled here. There should be freaking better computers. But no. We'll do whatever the hell we want. I won't say what school I'm at, but we'll do whatever the hell we want. Because we're a college. We can do whatever we want. The only I will say, it's not a community college. Not that Disney would goes to those. I mean, those are good. I went to one for a year. They're alright. They're fairly easy too, which is nice. But yeah, the point is that what was I talking about? But yeah, honestly, like, no. And I can almost understand too if it's a private college. Cause I hate to be that kind of guy, but private colleges, despite the amount of money they rake in, are sometimes very cheap when it comes to things. And my college case, they still use Dells. Dells are garbage. For anyone who has a Dell, you know this. Be posting, well, depending on what's longer, I keep my friggin' self together. If I actually do post another video in the future, it would probably be a revamped version of my Evil Heroes, because that deck, honestly, oh my god, that deck, I can make so many mods to it with some of the cards I now have. Oh my god, my girlfriend gave me a few, so that's great. So, like, she might work well. She gave me another pot of Dichotomy, which is sweet. I'm like, yes. Because there's some random card she wanted in Shadow Specters. She bought like 15 packs herself. She pulled that. I was like, thank you, babe. I was ecstatic. I'm like, yes, 2 pot of Dichotomies. Awesome. But yeah, anyway. My ranting about pot of Dichotomy and about people aside, but really pot of Dichotomy is very good. Use it if you can. But yeah, so that's about size of this. And yeah. Like I said, hopefully a video in the future. If, again, I don't totally, like I said, I'm done. I'm tapped out of it all. I can't handle. And there's just other situations that made it better for me to handle. It's just, people are just so inconsiderate and so selfish. Like, there's more than just one person, like, involved in any scenario in this life. I mean, that's why I met my 2 idiot friends earlier, and then the other guy I'm dealing with. I'm like, oh my god, what is wrong with you people? Like, can you, like, oh, I don't know. Maybe realize that fact. That might be useful. Be useful. Very, very useful. Okay? Anyway, that's the side of this video. Like I keep saying, I've said that about 4 times, and I hope people are keeping count. So yeah, it's MD865, and I am getting the hell out. Goodbye, people. And also, if people kind of the mind, I said hell and crap in that video, too, you'd probably be rich. Probably make quite a bit of money. Really, you probably would. If you got like $5 per. Probably would. Yeah. All right, people. Bye.